What's up, you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I really was not planning on making a video today. However, Hotfix 22.3.5 did bring a few updates that I really think are worth mentioning. Now, one of the things, and I need you guys to kind of like chime in on this and let me know if I'm crazy or not, but one of the things that they noted was the fact that they tweaked some parts of the Yaksha Ninja skin to make it more match the original concept. I don't really know what they tweaked, but I feel like it did do something. Am I nuts? Let me know if I'm nuts in the comments below, because I swapped around a couple of colors and I was like, it does look better, but I can't tell you how it looks better. Toss that in the comments. Let me know if I'm absolutely crazy. But things that I did definitely wanted to update you guys on is the fact that the crit link mod now shows exactly what it does on our pet. So as you can see right now, Aspen has a base crit of 86%. Now, interesting thing, we've got Hunter Synergy. I'm gonna toss that out with Swipe, right? Swipe is the one that I want to, yeah. We're going to go ahead and swap that out with Swipe real fast. And as you can see, we actually get a critical increase. So the critical increase is going to happen from your primary weapon onto your cat. And let's go ahead and show how that kind of works. As you guys can see, I've been playing around with a couple weapons and Hunter's Munition. Not trying to, you know, ruin tomorrow's video, but I definitely wanted to kind of put that out there into the universe. And we're going to go ahead and put on my Rock de Ceranos, which, as you can see, has a ribbon on it that makes it go up a great deal. So we had like a 112 on him. Now we have 127.4%. So if you guys use your cats a lot as a battle kitty, this is going to be absolutely great for you. I personally use my cat more for kind of like support, and if y'all want to do something extra in the background, like strip that dude's armor over there, or, you know, give me a rare resource over here, or double my affinity over there, I kind of use the cats as more of like, oh, you're buffing me and I'm doing the hard work and you're giving me little bonuses. But for some of the people who like their kitties to be insanely powerful, go ahead and do that. There's also been chats, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, some people, I haven't tested this myself, that's where that sentence was gonna go. I haven't tested this myself, but there have been talks about the fact that the link mods will actually scale as you're going in battle, so any buffs that you get in battle will actually end up you know, buffing the health or buffing the shields of the Kavat themselves. So if the crit link works the same, then the Adarza could give you bonus crit, and that bonus crit could end up giving the Adarza more crit. Same thing goes for the Smita as well. So, you know, that's just a thing that has been noted, has been tossed around in our Discord. So just keep that in mind whenever you're playing around with the crit link synergy. So let's go ahead and jump into the simulacrum, because Zaws saw some very interesting changes today as well. Alright, so the first big change that we are seeing to Zaws is time limited. So if you want to experience it now while it's good. So for those of you who don't know, the Plague Scythe Strike that we currently have available in the event, they actually went ahead and swapped that over to a Machete Strike. So basically, the Scythe Strike turned into machetes, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, it was kind of glorious. I went ahead and played around with it. I was like, oh my god, this is so good! And then I reread the patch notes, and the patch notes said, oh, but we're going to revert it. We're going to keep them sides. It's kind of like fucking around with an X. You're like, ooh, this is fantastic. Why did I ever let you go? Then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I see all of your crazy ways just creeping on back. So that's kind of a disappointment, but let's go ahead and take a look at how this performs. Legitimately, a part of me is kind of bummed and a part of me is kind of happy, mainly because of the fact that, okay, it's nice to have scythes in the market, but those scythe stances just don't feel all that amazing as opposed to the freaking machete stance. I'm just like, ooh, it's so good, it's so good. Also keep in mind the numbers that you're seeing on the side are from Relentless Combination, so I'm not hitting it that much. It's just because this thing has a lot of slash procs attached to it. But yeah, I was like, for a moment, I was like, oh, that's an interesting change that they decided to make. So I gave it a shot, and I was just like, this is good, this is great. And then before the video, I like took a look at it again, and I was like, oh, it's reverting. It's changing. So for those of you who want to experience this now in its glory day, when it's amazing, kind of like, remember when we had Arcane, what is it, Arcane Epidemic and Covert Lethality? Yeah, we don't have that anymore either. We'll take a look at that in a second, but let's go ahead and jump into our next big change. So before we jump into the next big Zaw change, I want to do a little bit of a demonstration because there are some petty petty individuals out there that believe that video game features are like equal to human rights issues. So I want to kind of put this out there so that you're aware of the way that everything else stands before some people jump to conclusions. So as you can see right now, I've got a torpedo, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at this build in ages. I haven't included things, so please don't judge it. But as you can see, there is a spot there that I've removed. So that is the spot for primed reach. So I took prime reach out, and I want to actually go ahead and do a little bit of a demonstration to kind of show you exactly how everything is right now. All right. So we've got a torpedo with flailing branch, and we've got an enemy sitting here. All right. So we are now at 6 meters, 5 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters, 3 meters. So at about 3 meters is when you can start hitting enemies with the torpedo. All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump on it and do this with a couple other weapons, because I want to show you how staves and polearms are actually kind of like, you know, like static. So, you know, so some people out there can't be all petty and be like, oh, this isn't enough. Because we're going to take a look at the bow prime, you know, another prestigious weapon out there. And again, I believe I took out the primed reach. Again, I'm pretty sure that I made a build on the bow prime, so that might be legit. Just stick a primed reach in there. Ooh, I simulated another one. Oops. But it's okay. We're going to use the same person right here. So as you can see, we've got our bow prime, and it's equipped with clashing force. We're going to hit 4 meters, 3 meters, 3 meters. So we got 3 meters on the bow prime, all right? So the torpedo is about 3 meters, the bow prime is at about 3 meters, and we're gonna take a look at one more, which I honestly can't remember which stave or polearm weapon it was, to be completely honest with you. I thought I had this all set up so that oh, the Legion, which is a very popular one, as you can see here. Here's the build. I don't have primed reach on it, so I kind of left that out. But let's go ahead and take a look at the way that the Legion performs, because again, I want some, you know, realisticness. I don't want people to be like, oh, Rob is a shill, Rob is this or that. And it's sad that I gotta do this. But 4 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters. We're at 3 meters now. Like at like 2.5 meters. Like 3. Okay, no, 3 meters. 3 meters is when we're hitting these guys. 3 meters, 2.5, 3 meters. Like the Legion's doesn't necessarily have all of the length in the world. But the next big Zaw change that we actually are going to go ahead and cover is the fact that the grips that they have actually had their ranges extended 20 to 25%. So as you can see, most of the ones that we've seen, and there are a couple, you know, the Guandao has an extended range, the Orthos Prime has an extended range, but not everything single stave or polearm has the longest range out there. So I want you guys just to be aware of that real fast. In fact, let's take a look at the Vacor sidearm, because this one's a pretty good one too. I had a lot of fun with this. But again, we're going to take out Prime Reach. So we were testing out 4 different weapons right now. All right, so we're gonna jump in this, see exactly what the range is on this. So as you can see right now, 3 meters. 3 meters is the range. Now originally the polearm Zaws and the stave Zaws were only at 2 meters. Then they fixed it, they extended it to 3 meters, which seems to be kind of like the base of all of these other staves and polearms. But now they actually got a little bit of a boost, so I wanted to go ahead and show you that boost. This does not, I'm pretty sure I put prime reach on this, so we're going to take out that prime reach. So we saw that everything had been increased by that 20 to, oh, I keep hitting simulate, but the poor baby's still out there. He's still out there. So we're sitting here, we're sitting at 6 meters, we're sitting at 5 meters, we're sitting at 4 meters, so we're hitting them at 4 meters. So we're actually getting an extra meter than we would off of the Legion, off of the Bow Prime, off of the Torpedo, and off of the Vacor Sidon. So just be aware that we're getting an extra meter from them. And let's go ahead and put Primed Reach to go ahead and see exactly how this performs now with Primed Reach in there. So this is the Boquin, the Plague Boquin handle. I'm not exactly sure if everything that I've tested so far, I only have the Cicala and the Plague Boquin attached to the polearms that I've created. So part of me is kind of like, okay, well, you know, I don't necessarily want to have to test each and every one, but you know, they did say 20 to 25 meters. So as you can see right here, we're hitting enemies at like 6 meters on out. Oh, even 7. And the thing that you have to keep in mind too, and this is the reason why I had to test this on a couple of different things, was because sometimes the way that an enemy is like stanced, the melee, part of the melee combo that you hit can actually have a little bit of a different range. So we're actually hitting him at 7 meters out, which is pretty, like, the thing isn't even touching him. So that's pretty goddamn good with Primed Reach. So this is, again, the Plague Bokewind Grip. Alright, so with Primed Reach, you get about 7 meters out of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at my Mania, which has my Sikala, on it. So again, I don't have Primed Reach on this, so let's take a look at it without Primed Reach. And then let's go ahead and experience it with Primed Reach. So I'm gonna assume it's like 4 meters, right? Like a little bit, 4 meters, like 4 meters. Just okay. We got some 4 meter hits. So it's just it's just right at the 4 meter range. So we're getting 4 meters in there, right? Okay, cool. Can we get a 5 meter? Can we get it? No, it's solidly 4 meters. So it's 4 meters at its base, which again is 1 meter more than some of the other staves and polearms out there. Then let's go ahead and get rid of Organ Shadow. I'm just, listen. We're just playing fast and loose here. We're gonna hit it up with. We're gonna get rid of Prime Fury with a Sauce and Prime Reach just for demonstration purposes. Alright. Oh, I made another one. We don't need another one. I think that they're all stacked on top of each other. That's why you can't see them. But again, so now we're at 8 meters. Oh! See, this is what bothers me. Because now I'm sitting, and maybe it's because I've got Shimmering Blight equipped. Again, the stances are different. So now I'm actually hitting him at 8 meters. So I believe this is a polearm. The other one was a polearm too. Different stances, different ranges. So you're gonna get 8, depending on the stance you're using, 8 to 7 meters out there. And they're all, you can tell that they're all stacked. You can tell that they're all stacked on top of each other. Sorry, you guys. We're just gonna kind of like whittle you down. And don't pay attention to those damage numbers. These enemies are paused, so there is a bit of stealth multipliers going on over there. So that's basically it for the staves. They got a nice boost by at least a meter for most of it, and depending on the stance that you use, you'll be able to hit enemies from 7 to 8 meters on out. So let's jump into the last little salty bit that I know some people are not going to be super happy about, but we saw it coming. Alright, so last time you guys saw how Covert Lethality paired with Exodia Epidemic was absolutely crazy. I warned you guys that it was going away, and today it went away, so you know, if we can have a moment of silence for it. Now unfortunately, I do kind of have to like say, y'all had to have seen it coming, right? Y'all that was not something that you could like legit say that you thought was gonna exist for a long periods of time. However, let me point this out here. Still being in stealth and using the what do you call it, the Zaw daggers are powerful as fuck. So I get it, we're sad that we didn't have this cool, weird, kind of like, let's say the word, it was an exploit. A little bit of an exploit. But you do gotta keep in mind that, you know, you already have a version of it that's powerful as fuck. So do you really need more? Some people say yes, some people say no. Listen, I'm still having a whole lot of fun with this. I actually still prefer Exodia Contagion, just because you fucking throw daggers in the air. Like, there's no better feeling in the world than that. But admittedly, you know, this is still fun too. So for those who are mourning, take your moment to mourn and then move the fuck on, because it's gone and y'all know that it was too powerful to begin with. Regardless, that about does it for today's installments. Now you know all of the cool changes that have, well, cool and maybe some not so cool changes to Zaws. Have fun with your scythe machete while it lasts. However, this does kind of like make me excited for the machetes now. I'm like, ooh, I gotta go make a machete because I haven't like played around with the machetes yet. I've used the different strikes and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna conserve that strike for my next machete. But now, you guys know exactly how great some of the Zaw machetes can be, so definitely play around with those. You know, everybody can mourn the loss of Exodia Epidemic. And for those of you guys who have been steering away from the polearm and stave Zaws, now you can go ahead and jump into it and feel a little bit better, especially because in comparison to some of the other polearms out there, they do stack up. They stack up pretty fucking well. And also, now we know what Hunter Synergy does and the Crit Link does. So you guys go ahead and have an amazing rest of your day. Let me know how you guys feel, if I'm absolutely crazy about the Yaksha skin and it looking better now, but not really knowing what it was. Go ahead and leave that in the comments. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll chat with you guys next time. Bye-bye.